Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining me. Are you ready for the most intense 4 years of your life? I'm not even playing around here. 2020, as you know, really has created some changes. And this is just the beginning. And I don't know if you're ready for what's about to happen next. Right now, we are experiencing the greatest awakening in human history. It's an exciting time to be alive. It really is. And you'll see a lot of people that are going to wake up right now during this time. Why? Because there's a lot of uncomfortable things going on right now, and there's going to be even more uncomfortable things in the future. And every time there's resistance, there's going to uncover that real self within. Right? You ever notice that? Through this whole outbreak, through this whole stay-at-home jail, house arrest experience we're all having, and you start to go within automatically, even without knowing anything about meditation, even without knowing anything about spirituality at all. And you're going to see people waking up, tapping into that higher consciousness and asking questions like they never knew it was even possible. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this great awakening, because just the fact that you are here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for being here. The background music is fixed. Thank you for that. I'm just catching up with everybody in the chat. Just want to let all of you know that this is the Great Awakening. This is the greatest time to be alive. And that's what we are here to talk about. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in the chat. Thank you for being a part of this Great Awakening and being a part of the change that we need to see right now in 2020. Now, moving forward, I want all of you to know during this live stream, we have the Zoom call ready. At any time, you can call in, ask questions. If there's anything going on in your life that you want to talk about, any experiences, I'm here for you during this time, because no joke, this is going to be the biggest awakening in human history. Right now in 2020, this is the beginning. What you see with the coronavirus, what you see with the mass programming of the world is only just begun. And you want to know proof? You want some proof that this is more than what's just going on behind the scenes? Look at the division. Look at the separation that has happened. That was man-made. This is a tactic, right? It's called divide and conquer. It's the most ancient tactic there is. And then that's exactly what is being played out. And we are seeing that right now more than ever. People being casted into that fear, and people that are being casted out into the love and the light, the positivity, right? That is a choice. That is something that you are here on planet Earth to figure out. Now, as we go forward into this 2020, all the way in 2024 is going to create even more of an opportunity for everybody to wake up. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about even more oppression, even more negativity on all levels. And what we're seeing on the surface with the masks is just the beginning. And a lot of people right now have been just trying to scratch at the surface about what's going on, because You're just trying to get a grip on this reality first before we get into the true reality, which is our spiritual life. So I want all of you to know that this is perfectly normal and this is the evolution of the soul. And everything that has happened is supposed to happen for a very specific reason on your journey so you can wake up. That's it. No more, no less. Every obstacle, every uncomfortable moment, every trauma, every emotion, every thought, every experience is propelling you to that next level of awakening. And it's going to increase. It's going to really amplify within these next 4 years. And it's not going to be pretty. A lot of people get caught in that trap of under, the impression that spirituality is all about light and love and this beautiful energy. And there is some truth to that. You have to go through the darkness to get to the light. And that's what people don't want to talk about, right? Because it's uncomfortable. I get it. Now, as we move forward, there's going to be a huge shift again, because people are going to want freedom. People, you can't ignore these messages from your higher self, the messages from this heart-centered consciousness that is happening right now. That's what's coming alive through you, is the heart. And we have to let go of the mind, right? That's what this fifth dimensional energy is all about. We are going to anchor in even more fifth dimensional energy onto this planet through these next 4 years, all the way until this is completely anchored in. And there will be even more of a separation, like Matrix level separation, where robots and artificial intelligence rule the world. And there is a small percentage of mankind still living in tune with the earth. We're talking about the new earth, the peace, the love, the energy, versus the agenda, which is very much a man-made thing. Okay, so we don't have to get caught in that. Just recognize that anything that is from nature, that is the real reality. That is the truth that we want to keep going after. Okay, so I just want to give you a moment to open up the phone lines for those of you that are just joining here. Thank you so much again for being here. In the description of this video, you will find the link to the Zoom call. Anytime you can hop on, ask me questions live on air. This is a great way because your questions are going to affect other people. So whatever is on your mind, I guarantee you other people are thinking and they have that same question as you. So no, it might be a little vulnerable and you might have to get outside your comfort zone a little bit, but that's okay because you're going to grow in the process and help all of us evolve. So the Zoom chat is open. The phone lines are open. The soul line is here for you. I'm going to take some time. I usually have about time for 5 callers or so. So please don't hesitate. Call in anytime during this live stream. The phone lines are open right now. You might wonder if what you're experiencing through this great awakening is truly real. Like, are you experiencing what you think is real? Is that actually an essence of your soul, or is that just the essence of your mind? This is a question that I get every single day, and I want to help bring clarity on exactly how to get to the bottom of this process, right? In one word, it is discernment. We need to practice that discernment and increase our awareness for exactly how to get to the next level, okay? Because that mind is always going to be there, and it's always going to lead you to the senses, to something that is going to give you pleasure, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but we're after that more sustainable, more fulfilling pleasure that's deep to the soul level. So ask yourself that question. And is that thing that you're doing fulfilling you on the deepest level? Is it the highest passion? Because right now, we are filled with distractions. The world is filled with distractions. Okay, so your social media accounts, your TV, your job, your relationships, all of these things need to be serving the highest good of all. So again, practice discernment. That is the key here. That is the key element here, to shift more energy into the heart, more energy into what you actually love in life. because these forces are going to be here to distract you, to keep you in the mind. That's really what it comes down to. When you hear people in this community talk about light workers, talk about star seeds, talk about the great awakening, the shift, all of this is going into your true self, getting into who you truly are, which is beyond the limitations of the mind. So just remember that. If you feel stuck right now, it's because this is the mind itself, and that's not who you are. So go beyond it through these techniques, through these practices, through the meditation, everything that I talk about right here at the Infinite Cup. All right. So that's what this comes down to. If you feel the energy, now you have to blossom. Now you have to go through that energy in order to uncover the next level. Now, I have to really bring up some things that are happening right now in technology and in the other side of the coin in the third dimension, because the third dimension isn't going to go away, right? The material world is here. It's always going to be here moving forward. That just means that the fifth dimension is even more accessible than ever. That's all we're talking about here. Think about it like the veils in between the dimensions are being lifted just ever so slightly. As we propel all the way until 2024, the veil will be so thin that you can actually enter this fifth dimensional energy very easy without even knowing anything about spirituality or meditation or anything of the above. So again, this is a very natural evolution of the soul. At the same time, though, we have to be aware of these powerful forces that are creating the traps and the distractions in the first place, including the coronavirus, including this fear mongering propaganda that is happening right now through the masks and the protection and the enforcement through our political agenda. Okay, you have to really get out of the politics as a whole, right? We all know that it's just a trap in itself. So go beyond those things, again, that are rooted in the mind. Ask yourself that question. If that's really creating that friction in your life, ask yourself, where is this coming from? Because you might be surprised by the answer. This great awakening and the coronavirus doesn't have to be negative, right? A lot of people are waking up right now through the oppression from the government, through the oppression or the propaganda or the tyranny or whatever negative racism, thing that you can think of, actually is where you draw the line in the sand. And you say, actually, I've had enough of this and I'm going to do something else. Okay, so even though on the surface it might seem negative, remember, that's just duality. That's just the third dimension. Okay, we have to go beyond that, get into that cosmic view, get into what it truly means to be the Atman, the soul, not the body. All right, so we have to go on and go past those limitations. And wherever you feel caught, wherever you feel trapped, wherever you're feeling triggered, whether it's on social media, whether it's from your family members or friends, in that moment, this is your potential. This is the universe giving you an opportunity to grow. And I know it's not comfortable. I know it's not easy. Just know that the light is at the end of the tunnel. And every time you go through that experience, you are growing. And that's exactly what this Earth School is all about. So thank you all for being a part of this dance with me, and we're all just having fun together. It's a very exciting time to be alive. I want to let all of you know again that the phone lines are open. I call this the Infinite Cup Soul Line because we're having more of a soul-to-soul conversation. That's what this really comes down to. And feel free, please, at any time to just hop on the Zoom call with me. This is 100% free, no charge. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is click on the link in the description of this video. You will find the patreon.com link, and there you will find the Zoom link to join the call. So moving forward now, as you experience even more uncomfortable things, what are you going to do about it? See, life happens, right? And right now you are being forced into a lot of situations that make you uncomfortable. Including myself. I mean, nobody is okay with what's happening right now when you're conscious of it, right? Because the more conscious and more awake that you get, you start to see through all of these illusions, all of the veils that have been casted over you. And these are layers. I'm not talking about it like just one veil. Many layers of this, starting with the government, starting with the tyranny, starting with the programming and the colonialization and the industrialization and the food system, right? You break through the food system and what's going on with our seeds and Monsanto, then you start understanding why all of this happened in the first place. It's to control you. And I'm only laughing because that control, like you're so powerful that you need to be controlled. Think of it like that. You are so powerful that you need to be controlled. It's so sad, isn't it? That they have to go to these levels in order to literally put a mask on your face in order to not make you breathe air, not allow you to travel, not allow you to eat clean food, not allow you to have access to water. I mean, don't you understand what's happening outside, right? Look at what's outside. Look what's open right now, right? Only Walmart is open, only McDonald's. All the big, chains, fast food chains are open, but mom and pop shops are closing like crazy. Right? Now, this is obvious to me. And what we need to be prepared for is something that is actually going to make this look like an HBO special. It's going to make it look like just a little Hollywood flick. I'm talking about the real artificial intelligence and now the technology that is going to be implemented that is going beyond what you think is science and what you think isn't science. Okay, because you have to notice the words that are being used here, right? It all comes down to the marketing and the words to make this more comfortable for you, right? Or to talk about how it's for your safety, right? This has nothing to do with your safety or your health. This is all about you being controlled. It's just that simple. I mean, there's no way around this. And the proof is just look at my channel, right? My videos are getting censored and my content is being censored. And I'm honestly not even that big of a channel. So if I'm being censored, just think about what's really going on out there. Okay. I know a lot of other people that are getting censored, and this is just the beginning. And that's exactly why I started the Inner Circle group. And I have a private texting app that we can communicate on 24/7 to get around social media as a whole and to really just give energy to the members, because at the end of the day, we have to create the change that we want. And we can't rely on these avenues to get the message out any longer. So, this is happening right now, and don't let the confusion sink in, because you are actually more powerful than you think. You are way more powerful than you think. Like I said, this all comes down to the Great Awakening and what you're really here to do. Get out of the mind, get out of the limitations of the mind and the traps that have been set as distractions in order to keep you from experiencing this higher consciousness. That's all this comes down to. So, moving forward, as this energy comes through us, as the fifth dimension is here, right here on planet Earth, know that there is going to be even more distractions, even more opportunities to control you. And that is it. That is as simple as it gets, everybody. All right, we're going to take a moment, open up the phone lines here. We got the soul line opened, and we got a few people joining the chat right now. Looks like we have Kate joining us. Thank you so much, Kate, for being here. Appreciate you taking the time to call in. Can you hear me? Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again. Do you have headphones by chance? If you could wear headphones when you call in, that would be great. This just helps um, create a little more seamlessness in the stream itself, because I'm streaming online as well and there's a little audio loop there. So if you call in, everybody, just make sure that you're wearing headphones there. Hi, Kate. Can you hear me? Yeah, no problem, Kate. Take your time there. Plug in the headphones. We're here for you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm right here for you, Kate. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you again for calling in. The microphone is yours. And how may I be of service?
I just have a question. I'm pretty new to this, and I find that I'm constantly drawn to like a specific person on Instagram, and I've just found myself in a really dark place. And how do you awaken your spirituality from a beginner's point of view?
Yeah, it's a great question. You're already doing it. Just the fact that you said that you were drawn to specific people on Instagram is just that. So we're talking about a very subtle energy here. So what does spirituality mean? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So remember that you are spiritual first before you are human. You are actually this big, bright, beautiful soul encompassing a human body on the outside. So that's really what this great awakening is about. We're shifting from that perspective of you thinking that you're just this body, that you're just the mind, and into a much deeper experience that is expanding your view of reality, which is who you truly are, which is the soul. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Great. Did you have another question for me?
Yeah, I'm just trying to like figure out where do you actually start?
Yes.
Like
So
from home, like sitting in my bed now, what would be like the first thing for me to kind of look into?
yes, so the where you need to start is meditation. Meditation is the key to actually bring this into a practice, right? You have to actually experience this. You know about it, you've heard about it, you understand, the word spirituality, you understand what that means. Now you have to actually experience that energy. And how you do that is meditation. You don't need to go anywhere. You could do this anytime, any place, any time of the day. Meditation is the key here to allow you to experience that higher consciousness. So the technique is up to you. Meditation just means single pointed focus. It's how you get rid of the anxiety and the mind just chattering 24/7 and having it to focus on a specific frequency or energy that you are looking for. So that's all this means. So now it's up to you to develop this meditation technique in order to experience this consciousness, this higher consciousness that we call spiritual life. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for you, just while you're here, what was that thing that started your journey? What was it? A particular post or experience, or just what was that thing? If you don't mind sharing.
It's actually specifically one person that I follow, and she started out as a fitness trainer, and she slowly but surely changed into someone who's very spiritual. And she creates a lot of posts and stuff around spirituality. And I've been following her for a while, and I've just watched her grow, and it just kind of peaked over the last 3 weeks, and I've just become very interested in what she's doing. Um, and I feel like I need a new direction because I'm from South Africa, and I'm not sure if you know, things are very dark at the moment in SA.
Yes.
I want to pull myself out before things get worse. I want to see the light, and at the moment there isn't much.
This is great, and I totally understand that. And just to want to let you know, so that darkness that you're talking about, that negativity, is actually the thing that's going to propel people into that awakening. So it's on the surface, it's negative because it's not comfortable. At the same time, that's what creates the change. So I know there's a lot of dark things happening, and people can fathom the most dark, energy or the dark trauma experience, whatever that thing might be. That is the suffering that is actually required in order to crack open this new light, this new experience that is needed in order for people to wake up. So this can happen in many ways, both unconscious and conscious, meaning you can do it through a technique, or just life happens through people, through trauma, and through these experiences. So what I'm saying is the only thing that actually causes the damage is the resistance to it. That's just one thing I want to stress to everybody, because these things are going to happen eventually to everybody. It's just a matter of how we are reacting to life, not so much how you are presented that thing. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. Because I think of everybody, especially in the beginning, I see a lot of people basically just avoiding, right? And it's what we call spiritual bypassing. And people think they're spiritual, and it's like, oh, I'm going to go around this thing, or I'm going to avoid this thing just because it's negative or just because it's uncomfortable. When in reality, the spiritual path is the exact opposite. If that thing is negative or triggering you or making you uncomfortable, that's the exact thing that you need to experience in order to get to that next level that you're looking for. That upgrade of that energy is hidden in that beautiful package, this present that is wrapped just for you, which we would call a trauma or an emotion that is negative. Hopefully that helps you, Kate. Thank you again. Did you have any other questions or anything that you wanted to say?
That's all for now. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you again for taking the time, Kate. I appreciate you calling. This is something that I get a lot as we go forward. This is going to be more of a common thing again because the spiritual path isn't about anything in particular. It's about what you're doing in that moment that is getting you out of the reactivity. The reactive part of our brain is in the back. That's like the mammal part of our brain. The real human is right here in the prefrontal cortex. That's what we're here to do. We are here to experience the human life. And the mammal is that fight or flight, response that is in our nervous system, that is a very ancient thing. And you can't get around that. It's hardwired in our DNA. Now, as we go forward, as we get in tune to this energy, meaning the energy that is available to planet Earth is higher. It's a higher vibration than it was before, even a few years ago. So you can imagine the chaos and the turmoil that's happening right now. Like, yes, South Africa, all over the world. Oh my gosh, we could go on and on about the countless negative things that are happening. And at the same time, on the surface, again, this is a tool that could be a possibility for you to enter that higher consciousness. Now, you could go down one of two roads. One, it's going to create even more trauma, and you're going to attach to that trauma and be the victim, or you're going to take that as a sign from your higher self for you to grow and go through that trauma as an experience for you to wake up. That's the choice. That's really the major separation between people who think they're awake and people who are not awake. Because you'll notice as people start talking about spirituality, as people start getting into this, it is really freeing. At the end of the day, it comes back to energy and what you're feeling on that day-to-day level. So don't be afraid to go to the unknown. You see, that's what's always going to be the thing that mankind fears is the unknown. And we have to get through that limitation by experiencing it. Now, it can't happen through books. It can't happen through writing it down. It has to be experienced. That is how the full energetic upgrade happens. And if you have ever been curious about this, if you've ever wondered what's that's like, then yes, meditation is the key. And I know that's a very vague word. If you want more information on this, you have to just figure out what is the best technique for you. Now, as we go forward, remember, there's always going to be players in the game that are going to keep these techniques hidden from you. And they're going to tell you that it's not science or that it's not this or that it's not that to, again, keep you in control. At the end of the day, you just have to ask yourself, is this serving the highest good of all? It's like my favorite mantra. Is this serving the highest good of all? And you'll notice that everything in your life right now has to serve the highest good of all. Looks like we got another caller right now. Christian, thank you for calling. Can you hear me? Hey, Christian, are you there?
Hello?
Hello. Yes, brother. You're live. I can hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Yeah, I can hear you, Dan.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here for you. Thanks for calling in. How may I be of service?
Oh, well, I was just thinking on getting, there is like a product that you have on your Patreon page, which is, well, I don't remember the name. Was it like Shilajit? Yeah, that one. So I'm actually was wondering because to be honest, I'm not 100% vegan yet. I mean, I'm trying to get into, but it's still hard, because over here with my family and everything, it's a little bit hard, to be honest. However, I'm still trying to work harder to get out of the toxic food and all that stuff. So is that all right? Like to take that? How do you say it?
Yeah, Shilajit. I know it's pronounced a little differently.
Yeah. Is that all right if I like start like using it, even if I am not like 100% vegan?
Yes, yes, it's totally safe, totally natural to use, even if you're not 100% vegan. It's really going to help boost all of your energy levels and help you detox, and even if you're vegan or not. So, what we're talking about is Shilajit, which is an ancient Ayurvedic superfood. It's basically the last layer on the Himalayan mountains or any mountain form after thousands of years. This like sludge formation happens through all the decayed plant materials and water when it rains. All of those natural minerals from the earth are collected into this like sludgy crystal like form, and this is what we call Shilajit, and it's a very potent substance, and it has 72 ionic minerals, and it also has fulvic acid. It's just an incredible source for minerals. And as we all know, the earth is very depleted and we need minerals in our diet. This comes down to just getting the things back in a very natural way instead of getting it from chemicals.
Yeah,
So, yes, it's 100% safe.
sure.
It's just something you want to use sparingly because, like I said, it's potent. So make sure you just, about a rice grain size is all you need.
Mhm.
Just put that into your. I have a recipe on my YouTube channel that you can check out. But at the end of the day, you can just mix it straight up with hot water too. So it is very powerful stuff, and I highly advise anybody that's looking for that extra boost to help decalcify the pineal gland, to help get you a little more natural boost in energy, and just overall get that mineral that you need.
Yeah,
You know.
that 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 was like something that I was thinking on, like to find like other things to naturally like detoxify, like the pineal gland,
Yeah.
because I actually include more fruits and vegetables in my diet. However, I still eat meat. Well, I try to avoid it. However, it's really hard, to be honest. But I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one because I want to start doing or detoxify myself. So, well, thank you very much then for that information. I'm gonna take it then.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate your time. Keep up the good work, brother. It's all about where you start. Don't let your family get to you too much with this stuff. They're only looking out for the best of you, and they're just not, they don't know the power of veganism because they haven't done it themselves through their experience. So just know that they want, you to be happy and healthy, and they're just doing this out of their own best interest. Trust me, I did the same thing. My parents thought I was crazy for like the first 5 years, and it took probably 6 years before they finally woke up and was like, man, this is actually something great that Robert's doing, and maybe I should do this
Yeah,
too. So now they're plant-based and they're starting to transition more,
that's
and they're
cool.
they're doing it too. So just keep up the good work, brother, and I know it's going to take some time, but you really got this.
Perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I think I saw the video, like the where you applied the shilai, or I don't know
It's good
how to say
stuff.
it.
It's good stuff, brother.
Yeah,
You're going to really
looks
enjoy
real
it.
good.
Yeah.
So thank you very much then for the information, and I just hope you have a blessed day then.
You too, Christian. Thanks for calling in, brother. All right. Thank you again, Christian. Looks like we got Dave up next. Hey, Dave, are you there, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I sure can.
Right on. Well, I
Th-
really appreciate the work that you're doing, Robert. And yeah, I love what you had to say about the power that we have. I wanted to hear like another, what you thought about another spin on it, actually. So I was thinking, all right, yeah, this might be control, but more so to realize our power,
yeah.
and then how we have that power to overcome that which is around us. So it might
Yes.
be, yes, like, okay, at first glance, it might be something negative, but it's
Yeah.
actually there to pull something out from us. Like,
Exactly.
we're, all right, cool, cool. Yeah. Cause I mean, I've meditated before, and I really appreciate you bringing up meditation.
Yeah.
I've been drawn to the earth, but in my meditations, it's like I feel like I'm drawn to take it to the next level and speak into the ethers, right?
Yes.
So I'll start to speak to the earth, and like I'm like, all right, I'm calling out healing from these plant-based medicines,
Yes.
and I'm calling out, hey, let's get the knowledge and the wisdom from the plant-based medicines, and let's get it to the healers, to the shamans. Let's bring life, speak life. So that's kind of where I'm at in my own world. I've tried to go vegan. It's been really difficult. So now I'm thinking, I'm going to speak into the ethers and like have people make it streamlined so it'll be
Yeah.
easy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, it's happening now more than ever. Congratulations, first of all, that's beautiful, and keep up the good work because that's exactly how you do this. Those breadcrumbs are right there through your meditation practice, anchoring in from that higher self and talking to the ether. All of these things are very positive, and I could not agree with you more as far as this movement that's happening and the accessibility, to just veganism or plant-based options, is increasing. And I love what you said about the power because that's exactly what's happening right now, and that's why I brought up the emotions and the reactivity, that's happening through the back of the brain because in the beginning, that's what's happening. People just get caught in that reactivity, and it doesn't matter what the emotion is, it's still an emotion, which is not allowing you to get to that prefrontal cortex, which is that human self where you can experience this higher consciousness. So on the surface, this might seem like it's beautiful or whether it's the Black Lives Matter movement or something like protesting or spreading awareness about aliens or spreading, there's a lot of things like that people get caught in that are productive in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it's just getting caught in the drama and caught in the emotions, which isn't really productive at all and not really moving anybody forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I get it. And it's almost like I feel like we have to go through this detox period
Yeah.
to where we all kind of realize that we all are connected.
Yeah.
And it's, like you said, it's really cool to be alive in this time.
It
So
is.
um yeah, I partner with you, brother. I partner with you in spirit, and I just applaud what you're doing. So hey,
Thank you so much.
bless you. All right.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Dave, so much. Infinite blessings right back at you, man. Keep up the good work. It's so beautiful to see that reflection and just to see all of this happening. Thank you again.
Right on. Peace.
Peace. All right. Thank you guys for calling in. Looks like we got our next caller on the soul line. Allison. Are you there, Allison?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Allison. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, I just had a couple questions.
Yeah, go for it.
So, I've been going through a spiritual awakening for a while, and so, yesterday I had a big day of just, meditating and, just trying to get to know myself more.
Yeah.
One of the things I realized is that our phones they are kind of like a trap.
Yeah.
In the sense that, it's been proven, studies have shown that like the phone gives us dopamine, serotonin, whatever, happy chemicals.
Yep.
And what I realized is that we can do that ourselves. Like, for example, even I saw a billboard that said internet is joy, and I was like, why can't I just be joy?
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of realized that I need to try and limit my cell phone use, but in the same sense, it's where I get a lot of my spiritual advice, like from you and from other creators. Like on TikTok, I have a lot of creators I like to listen to.
Yeah, totally.
But I find that social media can be toxic. So I was wondering how to limit phone use, but still use it for spiritual needs and such.
Great question. Thank you so much for asking. I actually got this same question earlier in a different form on Instagram that was about dopamine. So this is what we're talking about, which is that dopamine rush that we get addicted to subconsciously through our phone, through anything that's pleasurable, eating food, it doesn't matter what it is. That's the dopamine that's coming up. So one thing I want to bring up, first of all, yes, it is a trap. At the same time, all of this comes down to consciousness, right? What does that mean? We're going from unconscious to conscious. Like, are you unconsciously using your phone all day stuck on TikTok because it's so addicting? Or are you consciously using it, like you said, activating these conscious things that are uplifting you that are going to create that change that you want? Now, this is up to the individual. Now, I can talk about it scientifically, meaning like the blue light obviously is hurting the melatonin in our brains and the dopamine receptors are going down because of extended use. Yes, all of this is true. Now, at the same time, that doesn't mean technology or phones are bad as a whole. Now, I went through this at the very beginning of my journey. And trust me, I just recently got on with technology, like maybe 3 years ago. Like I was the guy who didn't even have a cell phone, living off grid in Alaska, like just in the middle of nowhere. And I was honestly afraid of technology for a long time because I knew the power of the government and all this stuff, you know, and I was just living in fear. You see what I mean? So I just bring up that story because I had to write down like all of my own obstacles and overcome them just to start producing content and just to start getting on board with technology as a whole, you see? So really at the end of the day, ask yourself, are you using it consciously, or is it something that is, you know, bringing your energy levels down that you're not happy with? Because yes, now that you are awakening spiritually, you're going to be more sensitive to your energy. So you're going to know when that dopamine crash happens more so than other people. So now you need to, you know, bring that balance back into your life.
Yes, totally. Also, I was wondering if you had any suggestions of things to do for morning or day or night routine, because, you know, quarantine and stuff, I still live with my parents, so um, I find myself just laying in bed all day, kind of just also like also you know, going through this spiritual awakening in quarantine is crazy.
Totally. You know,
Um,
I can feel it right now. You just got a lot on your shoulders. You got a lot of weight, you know, that you're carrying right now. And the thing is, at the end of the day, this you have to understand that you're spiritually awakening and you're sensitive, meaning you're attracting other energy, like from your parents and the room and the energy from the TV or everything and anything that's happening in the household. So again, we have to switch from those unconscious things into a conscious thing. Like you have to create the space. You have to have that morning ritual in your room, create a little corner where you have some crystals, have the music playing, have the incense going, and you need to create that space for this energy to come through. Now, this is very important, like I said, because you're being drained right now energetically because of your current environment. It's very downpulling on you because it's not the energy that you're looking for to cultivate in your life. So that's where we have to restructure this, but nobody's going to do this for you. You see, you know, you're stuck at home. There's nothing that you else can do. But at the same time, your room could be that sanctuary in order to allow you to meditate and to get to that place. I'm telling you, I did this for so long and I had to wake up super early, like 3 a.m, to meditate from like 3 to 5 before my parents woke up when I was living with them. And that was literally the only peaceful hours in the entire 24 hours of the day. So you have to put in that work in order to get these results. And meditation is definitely that tool that is going to help propel you into this and help create that light expansion, that beautiful energy that you want. It's just when you create that space, it'll be a lot easier to get access to that energy.
Okay. Yeah, that's about all the questions I had, but thank you so much. And I really love your content. It's really helped me through my spiritual awakening and stuff.
Awesome.
And I just wanted to say that. But
Thank you. Thank you
um,
again.
thank you so much. Love and light.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Allison, for calling in. All right. Looks like we got one more caller here. Shiva. Let's see. I got to unmute your microphone there. Can you hear me? Are you there? Mic check 1, 2. This is great to see so many people going through this awakening through the coronavirus, through this quarantine, through this shutdown. You know, it's kind of funny if you really think about it, because on the surface, like, it might be negative. You know, you might think that the coronavirus is bad and masks are terrible and all these things and conspiracy theories, you know. But look at all this love and light. Look at all this energy, right, that has come through this experience that people are having right now. And that's a beautiful thing that we all need to take advantage of. I mean, this is something that is only happening right now as long as you're willing to accept the energy. So as you go forward into this, know that you have access to this energy anytime, any place. You know, the Himalayan mountains could be your room. It's something that I fell for that trap too over and over again. You know, the household itself, yes, you are absorbing that energy. At the same time, just know you can create the energy. Because I know a lot of people are stuck in a very toxic situation right now. And remember that you can create that change anytime. Oh, there we go. Hey, Shiva, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hey,
Yes.
hello.
Hi. How do you pronounce your name there?
Okay, I'm from Slovenia, and my first name is still Urška, like
Okay.
Ursula.
Okay, great.
but
There's no
I
way I could have pronounced that, so thank you.
yeah, but
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you taking the time.
yeah, thank you. I uh, English is not my first language, so it will
It's
be a
okay.
little
It's
okay.
okay.
I found you last year. I watch your content, and of course your wife. I love your wife
Awesome.
a lot. It's very good content for me. And I want to ask you because I maybe 1 year ago I heard you how you say about how can you see in the eyes
Hmm.
like different diseases or something. It's
Iridology. Yes,
yeah,
iridology. Yes.
and
Hmm.
this is what I interesting to know a little more maybe.
Yes, yes. Iridology is powerful. This is something that
Yeah,
is the study of the iris. So this is the window to the soul, right? Our eyes are the reflection of all of us, and they are the window to the soul. And iridology is the map that is a key to understanding exactly what's going on in the body on the physical level. So what's happening right now is the common, Western science proven medical system is with machines, right, and with x-rays and things like that, which have its place. But what I'm talking about is iridology, which is all the colors in your eye, all the reflections and shapes that are happening in the iris itself are determining not only your health but the actual toxic load that you carry. So for example, there are only two true colors, which are blue and brown. So for people out there that are listening that have a green eye, for example, you have actually blue eyes. It's just you have a very toxic load that has allowed the eye color to presume it's brown, but in reality it's truly blue. And this happens a lot when you start detoxing. You start to uncover the true genetics, the true reality that is behind all of that toxic load, and that's when you start getting into this higher consciousness. So this is step one when you start getting into your spiritual journey, because you have to have the physical components. You have to have a physical healthy body in order to experience this higher consciousness.
yes, wow, it's very interesting this subject, but
It is. It is. It's very. So Dr. Herbert. So, okay, this is just a cool story how it all started, how it was invented, okay, by Benson, which is, wow, this is like, what was it, late 1800s. And there's been other doctors that have done this through Germany. And actually, the United States used this before x-rays and they were invented and things like that, before the Industrial Revolution. Now, how it was invented or discovered was through an owl, and he had a pet. Not, it wasn't a pet owl, but it was a bird that was injured, and it was flying, and he was looking into the eyes before the flight, and they were beautiful. And then the bird broke its leg, and then it came back, and he noticed that there was a big black mark on the iris of the owl when it came back from that particular flight because it had broken its leg. And he connected the dots. He's like, wait, that mark wasn't there before the broken leg, but now it's there. So that's when he started mapping out the iris, and that's what we have today, which is the full iris map that you can see every organ, every energy meridian in the human body. And this is very similar to Chinese medicine with like the map of the foot or the map of the tongue in Ayurveda, or the map of the lips or the map of your palm. Every body part is telling you, something that's going on inside the cells of your body.
yeah, nice. I even recognized before I was in this spirituality how I have a different color eyes if I am happy or not. And
Yes.
I really recognize in the people, like sometimes where people are happy, they are shining bright and everything.
That's the
But
light, the energy.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
and I am interesting. Maybe where can I found this a little more or
Yeah,
educating?
type it in on Google, Iridology, just spell it out, and there are all kinds of videos out there and all kinds of books that you can read. And this has been around for a very long time, and this is my just main method when it comes to health, or um, just figuring out true health and nutrition. This is actually the path that you want to take, because like I said, the Western medicine it's just not going to really give you the information that you need compared to Iridology.
I think when when person know this subject a lot, it's maybe like a little helper to read people, like in the first connecting, like what's
Yes.
happening there and everything.
Yes, it's powerful stuff. I highly advise it. And the more that you know about your iris, the more that you know what's going on inside your body, the more that you can heal.
Yeah, of course, with the third eye, we can read the people easier, but with the science background, is everything more, I don't know, powerful. Or,
Yes,
yeah, it's not just one thing, it's always the whole,
exactly.
a lot of peace, yes. So, yes, this was a subject I want to ask because I'm interested I don't know, I interested in this. And I just want to say I love your content and of course your wife because I have hairdresser background and
Awesome.
I just never work in this industry because of chemicals. But right now I want to open some really like natural salon, like something.
Exactly. That's what's happening right
Something
now. We're all
beauty,
going
yes,
into the
yes,
natural world, getting away
yeah,
from the chemicals, away from all the dependency, from
yeah.
everything. It's
So,
in every
yeah,
industry, and it's really exciting to see all the, the makeup products, hair care products,
yeah,
but
yeah,
health, everything. Every industry is going to wake up to something more sustainable, and all the industries right now that are toxic, they're not going to be
yeah,
supported. And this is really happening right now at a very fast rate. It's exciting.
yeah. So I look a lot of video of your wife because it's a lot of good for me, a lot of new stuff, and I love
Awesome.
everything. So I thank you, both
Thank
of you.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you
Yes,
taking the time to call
okay.
in. Thank you so
Of
much.
course, I watch both of you a lot of time. So be blissful and thank you.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.
This is beautiful to see this global family coming together. And yes, this is what it's all about. The higher consciousness that is coming through you is demanding more results, more action, right? Like the things that you're doing in your life have to be sustainable. They have to be centered in the heart for, again, for the highest good of all. That means no toxins, no chemicals, no more depleting our earth of all its natural resources, no more mining for silly things like uranium or copper or whatever. It's not going to be about that anymore. We're going to get beyond these techniques into something that is way more powerful. We're going to look back even in just 5 years and go, wow, why were we doing this? Why were we killing animals? Why were we going through all of this work to just bring so much suffering on ourselves? Because that's what this great awakening is. We're connecting all of these dots and these aha moments are coming through. And it's like, wow, yes, of course, this is bad and racism doesn't work and eating animals is horrible and sentient beings should be here for all of us to enjoy as friends, not food. You know what I mean? It's like, it's common sense. Now, at the same time, though, moving forward, those forces are very powerful that are going to implement even more techniques to keep you in control. Seriously. It's just how it is. Now, all of those techniques are fear tactics to limit your consciousness. That's it. Now, we have seen this before. We are going to see it again. This is nothing new here. I just have to talk about it and jump, on these live videos and really explain what's going on, because if I don't, people just get caught in it all over again. And this is something, again, that will bring you some grace, bring you that opportunity to look at things into that cosmic view instead of everything that's just happening on the surface. All right. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for taking the time to join me here. This is a lot of information. I know that all of you that are experiencing this energy, thank you for being the change. Thank you for enjoying this process a little bit. I know it's uncomfortable in the beginning, but once you get through this, it's going to be all right. I promise. And I want all of you to know that if you want to take it to the next level and join all of us at the Inner Circle group, we are here for you anytime. Go over to the Patreon page and just see what fits for you. There's several tiers that you can choose from, and the Patreon page is the best way to get all of my content before it's released. You also get special discount offers, and there's a pretty awesome tribe growing over there that you can be a part of. We are very excited to have you. And I have a Signal app. Like it's an app to get around all the censorship happening right now. So as you know, I don't really answer too many emails or direct messages because everything is being censored. Everything's being watched these days. So if you want to get access to the content before it gets removed from YouTube, or if you want to talk to me, outside of social media, then get on the Patreon page because that's the best way to do it. And you can ask questions and just chat with the group 24/7. There is a great group of us over there that I'm very happy to be a part of, and it's just continuing to grow and evolve. And I want to just send that invite to all of you that if you just want to take it to that next level, I'm here for you, and I would love to show you the way. Now, don't get too comfortable because right around the corner we have some big changes happening. Okay, so remember, stay with your practice, stay in that meditative state, start using these tools on your tool belt, right? Go do the grounding, go do the shadow work, start encompassing your real spiritual life. Whether you're stuck at home, whether you have access to nature, all of this is possible. You can do this anytime. Remember, you are infinite. You can tap into this consciousness anywhere you go. You are so powerful. Nobody can take this away from you. The more we get in tune with this, that more that Kundalini comes online, that third eye opens, you cannot be stopped. Let this process happen. Let this energy come through you. All right. Thank you all again for being here. Thank you for being a part of this great awakening. And until next time, guys, I'm out. Infinite love, infinite peace.